Right, good afternoon to everybody, whoever cares to watch this video, including me. This honeysuckle, well, in actual fact, I don't know, I've had it probably 20 odd years. But anyway, it used to grow up through the wisteria and up and up and up and up. But as you know, the wisteria went, so this was left, and I cut it down in the spring, and all that green growth has happened since the spring, which is really quite remarkable. Exactly what I do, where it goes, remains to be seen, but it's a nice honeysuckle, smells nice when it flowers and has little black berries. So yeah, and it's amazing, it just grows out of a hole in the bottom of the pot, and it survives. Anyway, let's have a look over here. Here we have the David Austin rose, climbing rose called the Pilgrim, and that grows on a north-facing elevation, never ever sees the sun, repeats quite well, and the good thing about the Pilgrim is it basically doesn't have any thorns, so that's a plus factor. Anyway, let's walk around the corner. So I'm just sort of doing a quick whiz round because I don't want to take up too much of anybody's time with boring stuff. So let's have a look. Here we have got, this is a rose called Open Arms, and it has actually got one little rose out over there. You can see, that's the first. It's got lots of buds coming, so that'll be good. Obviously you can see there's pansies out and a few other things, but if I look there, that's the start of one of the Madame Alfred Carrieres that goes up and along and around the corner. I'll go around there in a minute. The rest of the Pilgrim is there. That comes around as far as just around the chimney stack. So that'll be flowering in due course. It's got plenty of buds coming. Anyway, let's move on. Excuse any mess that you see, because that's just part of me. Tomatoes, yes, quite a few have gone now. So they'll all find homes. I grow about 10 or 12, all the rest disappear. What else have we got? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, we had some lovely friends around yesterday. I was going to do a video yesterday. I did tell someone that was going to happen, and I'm afraid it didn't. So apologies for that, because yeah, it didn't work out. Anyway, one of these, this is a flowering quince. I mean, this is a flowering quince down here. But anyway, one of those new flowering quinces went yesterday, as did, oh yeah, Perovskia. That's a Perovskia. One of those went yesterday, and several other things. So plants disappear from here. They find new homes, which is good. So what else have we got? Okay, yeah, there's a peony there. As I say, I'm not going to bore you too much with names because it takes up too much time. Although I will say that these violas, I mean, they just amaze me. They just keep going. The tulips have done really well this year, and they're still, you know, doing okay. So all sorts. This Ghislaine de Feligonde, she's doing well, budding up all over the place, so pleased about that. I've got a clematis here. This is called Pearl d'Azur. That's growing up, that goes right up there. Hydrangeas all over the place, doing okay. Roses, that's a Red New Dawn. This is the Generous Gardener of David Austin Rose, and actually this is one of my notching roses. Can you see down there? I did a notching, probably can't see it, but anyway, you can see how strong that new shoot is compared with the one next to it. So most times it works, and it certainly did there. I've no idea what this plant is. It's just something that the birds planted, so that's a surprise. There's a Madame Alfred Carriere died. I mean, I've got hundreds coming, so they'll come. We've got plenty of Madame Alfred Carriere. Well, not plenty, we've got a few out there. And up there too. Yep, I'll walk around a bit more. So that Madame Alfred Carriere starts there. Another clematis there, that's a Jackmanii, Superba. Let's have a look from here. let's have a look back. Yeah, you can see there's quite a few Madame Alfred Carriere coming along there, coming out. But the whole bush the whole plant is covered in buds. So in a week or two, there will be many more. And I'll do another video then when it sort of looks good. Anyway, let's have a little look around. Obviously we've got fuchsias here and there. What have we got here? What's this thing called? I forgot what that's called now. Anyway, whatever it is, things. Let's have a look. The ace is doing well. That's quite old now. That was here when we came 18 years ago. Fuchsias, I don't know how they're going to do this year because we got fuchsia gourmite last year, so we'll see. What else have we got? That hydrangea there was in a pot over there last year, and I put it in the ground and it seems quite happy, so hopefully that's okay. That is a pink flower carpet rose down there. Obviously we've got allium coming out everywhere. They just sort of grow like weeds around here. All sorts of other flowers, as you can see. This is an old blush china rose, and then we've got blush noisette, and that comes along here, starts down there, goes up here. I won't look up there because it's directly into the sun. The flowering quince here is just about finished, but the blush noisette, I just love it. The blush noisette it started off in the mid-1800s sometime. Anyway, over there we've got rural England, and also within the rural England, can't really see from here, but there is Rambling Rosie. So later on that will look really quite colourful. There is actually a clematis over there as well. I will do a more detailed video in due course when there's a bit more to talk about. So we'll have a look down the garden. Blackbirds singing, always singing somewhere. What else have we got? Okay, hydrangeas. That's another honeysuckle. This is another rural England. That's doing okay. All sorts of other things. This is a rose called Times Past. Not a very healthy rose, but soldiers on. What else have we got? This is a rose called For Your Eyes Only, and another rose there. What's that called? Phyllis Bide. I've got two of those. There's one there. It's struggling a bit because it's so dry down there. So anyway, that's Phyllis Bide, and there's another one just around the corner. This apple tree is more or less finished flowering now, and you know the blossoms on the floor rather looks like confetti. I think perhaps the foxes had a wedding here last night or something. But when this was actually in full flower, it's looked absolutely gorgeous. So what else have we got? Yeah, we've got fuchsia. There's a fuchsia there, a ricotonii, a genii down there. I'll have to open that up a bit. We've got verbena growing all over the place. Things. Oh yeah, that's another Madame Alfred Carriere over there. Beautiful. What else have we got? This is another tree, apple tree. This one's called Meridian. I forget what this one's called. What's this one called? Oh yeah, it's Ashmead's Kernel. What else have we got? Let's have a look. The honeysuckle that died has been, I've replaced it now with that one down there, which is a variegated honeysuckle, and it is evergreen, so hopefully it's growing very quickly at the moment, so hopefully that grows up and replaces the dead one quite quickly. What I will show you is, you know, I do my notching. Well, here was one of the notches I did this year, and that's successful, and it grows up here, and it's got a bud on the top there, and I'll just walk around the back. I mean, this is altissimo, and it's got, you know, a lot of buds coming. It's looking good at the moment. Anyway, let's just have a look around the back, because if you remember, this very strong new cane, I encouraged it to throw out some shoots because it wasn't doing it. So I did one notch there, another notch there, and another notch up here. And this one was shot out, and it's got a new shoot that goes right up to here, and this one goes right up to here. It's got a flower on the top, and that one there, that goes right up and got a flower on the top. So I'm pleased about that. Let's have a look. Yes. This rose here, lots of buds coming. No, that's an altissimo. These buds here, this is summertime yellow rose. Really pretty thorny, but it does repeat well, so one forgives it. There's another plant down there. Can't remember what that's called. The birds planted that as well. Another surprise. Anyway, let's move on. Oh yeah, there's a nice clematis there. That'll be out very shortly. That'll be the first clematis to come out. There is actually a flowering quince back there, as you can see. Right, let's move on. There's allium coming out all over the place. As I say, they grow like weeds, quite happily. Another fuchsia down there, Cotonii. Okay, we've got a Harlow Car rose there. That's coming along quite nicely. It's quite a delicate rose, very thorny, but it's doing a bit better this year. We've got a Perovskaya down there. This is an Aloha rose. That seems to be budding up okay. This is a hibiscus. Oh, this is another old blush china. No, blush noisette. And it's absolutely covered in buds. And that goes back to the mid-1800s, that variety. So, and it's really healthy, and it doesn't really have thorns. It's marvellous. So anyway, apart from that, I always forget what that other thing's called. That's called a, no, it's not a Hosta. Hosta over the other way. Anyway, whatever it is. So that's Compassion rose up there. And that's doing okay. And actually all the way along the wall there, we've got a New Dawn. A New Dawn is supposed to be a repeat flowering climber, but somebody obviously forgot to tell that one. It does repeat, but very little. I like it. I think I showed you that Perovskaya. Well, that's one of the new roses down there. It's a bit covered up at the moment. That's one called Meg. I've got one up the other end of the garden called Pappy Del Barn. I'll show you the other one in a minute. Let's have a walk along here. Things are suffering with the heat. I mean, it's around 27 degrees. In old money, that's about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So, yeah, not much happening there. In actual fact, that hydrangea a little while ago was looking a bit sad because it was so hot. It's obviously coming back again. It's well hydrated, it just, anyways, doesn't like the sun. This is a rose called Nice Day. Lots of buds coming, so that should be okay. This rose here, starting here and going down there, is a cutting I took last autumn I suppose, maybe the year before actually, and that is from the rose around the front called the Pilgrim. So that's a David Austin rose, very good because it has very few thorns. It does repeat quite well, but that you might see, it's disappearing because it's got someone else's name on it now, and it's quite likely you'll see it in someone else's video in due course. It'll probably be here for another week or two, and then it'll find its new home, and then we'll see from there. Anyway, that's off. Anyway, things here, bits and pieces. Let's have a walk around. So as I say, that's the Harlow Car. This rosemary, poor old thing, is half of it is dead. We had a very dry summer and I didn't realise it was obviously suffering. So I've got a new one down there. So hopefully it grows reasonably quickly. I mean, that's now a couple of years old from a cutting. And then one day I will replace that one. I would like another rosemary there because it's evergreen and it sort of acts as a bit of a blind. So a focal point in the winter. Love it. What else have we got? Okay, lavender. Let's walk along. As you see, hydrangeas. Oh, we've got a blush noisette there. That one, that's quite possibly going to one of my sons up in Coventry. And then obviously we've got violas, and there's a nice little juga there, pansies, and things. Let's have a look back here. Let's have a look up at that Madame Alfred Carriere. I mean, look at that, gorgeous. There'll be a lot more in a week or two. There's another blush rosette there. Quite where it ends up, we'll see, I don't know. These things are, well, they could end up anywhere. Another hydrangea. There is that is actually a baby Harlow car, another little cutting that I tried and it worked. That is a compassion cutting, that's just another Lonicera. So it's an evergreen. I didn't know which one, I bought two and I didn't know which one I was going to plant. Well, I planted the other one obviously. So that one, we'll see, who knows where that ends up. What have we got here? Well, we've got, this is Edward. Edward the fig tree. Why is he called Edward? Because Edward grew it. Edward sadly is no longer with us, but he was 99 when he died, so he had a pretty good innings. I knew I cut it back quite hard this year because it was getting a little bit big for that situation. It just grows in that pot, and that's it. This is the other new rose that I got this year. There's a little bare root rose, and this one's called Celine Forestier. I mean, I don't know much about it. I know that it's a very shy rose, really. It's quite a delicate rose. It wants to live in a relatively warm place, up against a warm wall, which this is. I'm sure it would prefer not to be in a pot, but can't have it always, I'm afraid, here. So I read that, again, it's been around since the mid-1800s, this particular variety, and it's got lots of flowers coming, and I know they smell really lovely, so we'll wait for that. But I will grow it up the wall here. I read some people say it grows about 8 feet, some people say it grows about 15 feet. Time will tell, I don't know. Anyway, what else have we got? Well, not much, I'm not going to bore you with any more. I mean, there's just things, and as I say, I'll do another video in a couple of weeks or so, or a week or two's time, when there's more flowers out, more roses, and I will finish on those pansies. That's where I'll finish today. So I'll say thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the walk around. Any information on that rose around there, whatever it's called, Celine Forestier, welcome. Other than that, I'll say goodbye.